It's interesting to see in Judaism how sometimes we have ideas that are thousands of years old that for a long time were kind of ignored and then all of a sudden get resurrected, get brought back. And one of those ideas is on Daf 45 of Brachot, when we talk about the women's zimun. So first, let's define terms. What is a zimun? A zimun is something when typically when three men have eaten a meal together, they've got a requirement to do an invocation to the blessing at the end of the meal together. So it's kind of a communal meal, and they want to make sure that they're communally starting that blessing, and it's considered an absolute requirement to do. With women, there is no similar requirement. But it says very, very clearly in the Gemara, in today's daf, that women have the ability to do so if they wish. And this is something that I think was probably ignored for a long time. I'm guessing most of these last couple thousand years that we've had this rule, that it has not actually been done all that commonly. But it's being done now. At our Shabbat table, it happens all the time often when there's just myself and my son representing the men, and there's my wife, and we have a number of female guests over, they will do a women's zimun. And it is not required, but it is a great way for the women to be, they're doing that, stepping into that same communal shoes that seems from a requirement level was reserved in the time of the Talmud for men. So it's interesting to see how this idea was sitting there all of this time. And for the most part, I think it was ignored. I think it would be very hard for you to go back 100 years and find a Shabbat table where the women were doing a zimun where there were not three men. These days in our community, you'll see it all the time. And so it's cool to see ideas that are incredibly well grounded in Jewish thought, but might not have been so there day to day in Jewish practice, coming alive again.